Hi everybody. In my earlier video this year, I did promise you to do a comparison between the hand screened, or sorry, not hand screened, what's the term? I can't remember what the term is, between that and the normally printed hand stenciled edition of the Noblet and the Dodal by Flornoy, and compare them to their normally printed, is that even a term? You know, this one here. So it's majors only, so I'm going to leave the minors in. So that's the Dodal, one of my most favorite decks to work with. I use majors only for these ones, and it works much better that way for me. Not that I don't have fun reading the minors in this manner, because I've fooled around with reading playing cards and I really enjoy doing that, but with playing cards, as you know, there's no majors, so I feel that if I am going to incorporate them in the future, I might shuffle them separately like some people do, and then deal the minors separately from the majors. But anyway, on that some other time. For now, we are going to say, let's do the Noblet first. I want to do this. I know Kasha's waiting for this, and I know she's traveling to Australia at the end of February for 2 months, so I'm quite keen to get this out before she leaves, which is not for another month, but we're all busy. Videos don't get watched as soon as they're posted, and I may not have the chance to do this because I need to pack all this up as well at my end. So this is the Noblet or Noblet. If someone can let me know how you actually pronounce that name. So there'll be quite a bit of noise in the neighborhood. I'm trying to mask them as much as I could with the music in the background. I'll put the link to the background music below as usual. So on the left is the hand stenciled edition, and on the right is the printed edition. If you need to take a look at the differences a lot closer, I will let you freeze the screen here and examine it yourself further so that I can manage the length of this video. The Empress, the Emperor. Let's take a look at the cardstock. So the hand stenciled edition has a more that kind of raw watercolor art paper, sort of very textured, very lovely unlaminated feel to it, while the printed edition has the typical smooth lamination, quite sturdy cardstock. All in all, really nice. You can see the graining of the hand printed, hand stenciled edition there. Again, I will let you freeze that and examine closer at your own leisure. The Pope. The Lovers. We are now going to move on to the Dodal. I will probably go through the booklet in a separate video for both the Dodal and the Noblet, the hand stencil edition, if there are any notable differences between what they're saying in the booklet for the hand stencil edition compared to, say, the printed edition. Where's the full? There he is. Okay, the full is at the back. Let's just follow that tradition. So let's put the full at the back and let's start with the magician. Start with a cardstock. The image in the hand stencil edition seems to be a little smaller, while in the Noblet they're the same. Let's take a look. Let's just confirm that. Give me a minute. Only a slither, just a fraction smaller. A few millimeters. So not too noticeable. The fact that we have to go back, well, the fact that I had to go back to it means that it's not noticeable, while here it's probably a little bit more noticeable. The difference in length this way and the difference in length that way. But that's just an observation, that is not a complaint or a criticism. I think both are absolutely stunning. Now I can use my printed edition more freely, and I will keep the hand stenciled edition for my library for reference purposes, for reference and study purposes. So there's a slight intensity or hue of colors there. So the green's a little lighter, the blue's a little lighter. Here, for example, the dark blue and the dark green here. And I'm thinking that different kinds of ink has a different rate of, you know, when they're a certain color when they're wet, and then when they dry, they tend to become lighter or darker, or, you know, depending on various things. I'm no expert in pigments, so I can't really say, but so the dark green here seems to be more in line, but here is a little bit more lighter than that. So I really like the hand-colored feel to it. I have to Google hand stencil and understand that a bit better. Is that the same as hand coloring? I don't know. I should know, but I don't. So here the blue's darker. Here's the same shade. There's red on the chest or the boobies. There's none here. The eyes are all red. This one here, just the lids a bit more. Here there's darker blue, lighter blue. Here both dark blue. Yellow on the breasts, none there. But to me personally, the differences aren't so much in the coloring, but in the feel of the cardstock and the feel of the texture of the colorings. The left, predictably, the hand stencil edition, predictably feel a bit more handcrafted. So as you can see, the green's not uniform there. So that's quite lovely. There's some differences as well in the previous cards that's been flipped through here that I didn't verbally point out, but it's quite obviously the differences were obviously glaring visually speaking, so I'll let you go back to that and investigate that for yourself. The hand here is like it hasn't been colored there. Now is that just this card, or is this like in a whole batch of hand stencil edition that you either deliberately missed or accidentally missed? Here it's filled. How is it originally, the Dodal? I have to take a look at my other edition, the facsimile of the Dodal, which I don't have with me at the moment. But I am very curious, and I will definitely take a look at my facsimile and see which one is closer to that particular printing of the Dodal. The letterings are thicker too in the hand stencil edition. So again, it's interesting, and I will take a look at my facsimile edition. I think that's the one by, I can't remember now. I'll add a note below when I do confirm that. And so that's just the cards. So it's hitting almost 16 minutes at the moment. So maybe I'll leave it at that, and maybe I'll come back with a part 2 if there's anything interesting to say about the booklets between this one here and the booklet from this one here. And yeah, I'll talk to you then maybe. If not, I'll talk to you in a different video. Bye.